Yes, we are.
Are we live? Are we live?
Sorry, I hate to sit in front of you, but
I don't know why.
I'm not here. I can go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into Q&A. 1 minute. 1 minute.
We need a Jeopardy music.
Test 1, 2.
I'll just say something like about
Just like, would you give me one? You want us to ask you?
No, he wants a silly ice cream. I don't know.
But how are we giving?
I don't know if we can.
Never mind.
The mailbag is way harder when you can see everybody looking back at
Calm down.
All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to part 2. How was lunch? Great. So this is going to be the question and answer. Up here we have our panelists who will be answering your questions that we've collected on Discord. And let's just go down the line, starting with Brew, and tell us your name and your favorite cartoon character.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brew, or Melissa, either one. Favorite cartoon character? We were just sitting here thinking, like, this is kind of hard. I don't know what my favorite cartoon character would be. But I'm gonna go with probably Care Bears, probably Share Bear, because that's what was my favorite as a kid, was Share Bear.
Hi, I'm Jenny. I'm the other half of Jimmy.
Better half.
Shorter half.
Better half.
I'm gonna have to go with Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service.
How you doing? I'm Jimmy D, the lesser half of Jimmy D. Favorite character, cartoon character? I don't know. I used to love Woody Woodpecker when I was a kid.
Wow. My favorite cartoon character is obviously Jimmy D. Way bigger than life. Actually, I'd have to probably, I'd say there's a debate to be had
Wait,
between.
who are you?
Mr. A, I'm sorry, I'm not following the format. You have to choose between like Heathcliff, Garfield, and Top Cat. I'm gonna pick Top Cat. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Hi, I'm DJ. My favorite cartoon character is Dexter from Dexter's Lab.
I'm Carrie Ann. This is probably going to get some booze, so don't everybody hate me, but my favorite cartoon character was Scooby-Doo. I know but I have to go.
So this is very simple. I will say who asked the question, or many of these were anonymous, who the question is for, and the question. Take as long as you need, unless I start flipping the lights up and down. They're going to kick us out of here. So, we'll do, let's start with the first question from Mr. A and DJ from Shaylock. Question is, how did you come up with the name Kitten Academy, and did you both agree on it at first?
All right, I'm imagining DJ wants me to take most of these the same way we do on Mailbag. The real answer is we decided that we needed a domain because the YouTube stream that we'd started was sort of gaining in popularity. So we went on to Google Domains and we just put in the word kitten and looked at the list of available domains that came up, and Kitten Academy was right towards the top. We made a list of like 5 or 6 that I really liked, and DJ was like, no, it has to be Kitten Academy. So that was it, right? Is that the way you remember it?
Yeah, I can't be kitten public school.
I'm waiting for them to regain their composure. Next one's for Jimmy and Jenny D.
Uh-oh.
How long after you found the Kitten Academy stream did you realize that they were practically your neighbors?
First mailbag?
It was by the first mailbag when we saw the address pop up at the bottom of the screen and showing that it was in Fox Lake. We actually thought they were fairly close to us because of where we are. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was within maybe 5 or 6 miles, so.
How
And
long was that after you watched?
But yeah, we discovered Kitten Academy. My coworker told me about Kitten's live streaming on YouTube, and we found that in December of 2016, right around there. And then we really started watching frequently and a lot in January 2017. And then very soon after that, maybe weeks after that, we started falling in love with Winnie. And then that's when we're like, we need to adopt Winnie. And then that's where we saw that they were neighbors. We had no idea where in the world they were, and then we saw, I was like, well, you gotta be kidding me. So, you gotta be kidding me.
And around that same time, they sent us a card for the mailbag, and you know, I always look at the addresses. I kind of like to stalk people. I just like to keep good notes of addresses. So the other end of that, I was really surprised to see someone that was so close to us.
Yeah.
Plus, Jimmy's name was. Everybody knows Jimmy's last name, right?
Is it a secret, Jimmy?
That's no secret. Okay.
Well, it's an Indian name, so that was another thing that really took me back, because I thought I was the only Indian person in this area.
I know the feeling.
Right?
Yeah.
So on our side, we were really excited to hear from these people who we didn't know what would happen, obviously, so.
I mean, these two. No.
These people.
All right. This next question for Carrie Ann from Blue Mist is, how long have you been helping homeless cats and kittens?
Officially or unofficially?
Either or.
Unofficially, it's been 15, 16 years. And then officially, working with On Angel's Wings, it's been about 1.5 years now. So I discovered them she does a lot of TNR in our neighborhood, and she's helped me a couple times that I've had strays come into our yard. And through her, I found out about On Angel's Wings, and then I just started volunteering there, and then one thing led to another, and I got hooked up with these clowns.
Don't go into that, that's another
No,
question. Thank you. We'll do, Anon asked Dr. Brew, how did you come across the KA stream, and what got you so invested in both it and the community?
That's a great question. So actually, I was not the one who found Kitten Academy. It was Perry. So Perry found Kitten Academy in around October, I think, of 2016. And he got really into it really fast. He has like multiple screens at work and would have it on the screens at work. And then he was like, you have to see this thing. And he showed me, and we started watching about November, right after, it was soon after Ivy was adopted that we started watching. It was before Yale was adopted. So we weren't on Discord at that time. We joined Discord in January 2017, I guess it would be. I'm really bad with time. And so I would say what got me invested, I don't really do anything halfway. Like nothing. But I think it was the fact that like DJ and I connected just right away. Like we have like 50 million things in common. And we discovered that right away, like with with pumpkin spice lattes and with Star Trek and with both having bald husbands who work in IT. And like both being she in a medical degree, I just got my doctorate in biochemistry. Like we just kept having things in common. So I think that was really it. I mean, I love the kittens, but I'm invested in people, and that's why I do this, KACon. That's why I'm invested in Chris and DJ as my friends, and yeah, does that answer the question, or did I just start brew babbling?
I think we're blabbling, blabbling is the perfect answer to any question.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. This next question is just for DJ. So I'll let her put her water down and think about this for a moment. That's from Maya Wynn, better known as Maya Bassett. What made you decide to change careers and become a doctor?
This feels like a medical school interview.
You are not being judged. Officially.
I think I've always felt like I sort of missed the boat on going to medical school, because back in India you have to choose right out of the high school what you want to do, and I just kind of, I was just flippant about it, and I just did what was the easiest, which was engineering. My dad's an engineer, I just did that. And then when I moved here, so I thought that door was closed, but when I moved here, I realized that you can go back to school no matter how old you are, and so this was a good chance for me to see if it would work out. So while I was working full time, I did my prereqs after work, and then I still wasn't really sure that it would all work out, but it did, and now almost at the end of med school, gonna start residency next year.
This is the land of opportunity.
Yeah.
No, I mean, when you say we need a soundbite.
Really appropriate PR. For Mr. A and DJ, Piff would like to know, how does the IRS feel about all the mailbag gifts since we're now a charity? Should we start sending actual receipts for accounting purposes? Should we stop the stream while you answer this question?
I'm gonna have to talk to my lawyer. We actually did, so we've taken a lot of steps this year towards actually incorporating Kitten Academy, and it's still in progress. I was hoping that by the time we got to this, we would have some better news along that line, but it turns out these things are really slow. So we are working on all of that, and we actually are keeping track of the mailbag stuff towards that end. We know we have to pay taxes on a lot of that, so we're working on it.
Blame Piff, not me.
Thanks, Ben, wherever you are.
So next question's for Carrie Ann. Anonymous would like to know, how did you begin working with Kitten Academy, and what was it like at first working with fosters who are also on YouTube?
Well, I began working with them because my predecessor kind of introduced me to them. I really didn't know they existed. And I mean, on Angel's Wings kind of talked about them. They didn't talk about Kitten Academy a lot, I guess, when I first started there. I don't know why. But then pretty shortly after that, my predecessor told me about it, and I started kind of learning more about the process and what they do, and started following them. And when I first got involved, I saw the count of, how many followers they have, and I thought, wow, that's really a lot of people that like that. And so I'm still intimidated when I go over there. I don't like to necessarily be on camera. I'll leave that to Chris. Mr. Ed, sorry. And, but I mean, I'm just always impressed with how they handle themselves and how they handle all the animals that they care for. I mean, they go well above and beyond. I mean, all the On Angel's Wings fosters are fantastic. But they just have a special place. So, does that answer? What else was in that question?
Just what it was like working with them.
Oh, what's like working? Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, they're fantastic. You guys see. I mean, they're like the nicest, most generous people you'll ever meet. So, and Chris is funny in spite of the dad jokes. We gotta let those go sometimes. I still she'll chuckle and, you know, like.
So the next question is actually for everybody, on the panel, please. And anonymous asks, how old were you when you had your first pet cat? I'll start with Bert.
Can we tell a story? Can I babble? Is that
You
okay?
can tell a story.
Okay, so my first cat was when I was somewhere between the ages of 8 and 11. I'm not really sure because I'm terrible with time. And what happened was my dad went out under our deck and he found this tiny little gray kitten on our cement patio. And so he took this little kitten and then we brought it inside, and then we found the mom cat, big fluffy black cat, and her other kitten, which was also a fluffy black kitten. And so my parents brought them in and rescued them. And my parents decided we couldn't keep all three, so the other two went to be adopted, and they were adopted very, very quickly. But we got to keep the little gray one, who was actually a gray tuxedo, so with little boots. And so my dad was like insisted that he be Felix, but I was like, Felix the cat? Are you kidding me? Let's name him Boots. Because no cats are named Boots, So we got Boots when I was around that age.
I was actually born into a family of cats. We had at least a dozen of them that lived outside our house in the yard and in the neighborhood that visited regularly. And the one that truly became my cat was born when I was about 1.5 years old. And as you can imagine, 1.5 years old, maybe 2 years old, you can't really say much. There's not a lot of words that make a lot of sense. So I was a big Sesame Street fan. And it was a girl, so I named her Oscar.
The first cat that we had, I think I was around maybe 7 years old. My sister had always wanted a pet cat ever since she could, realize what a cat was. And year after year, for her birthday and Christmas, my parents would give her stuffed animals, and oddly enough, a ceramic decorative cat. That's the full life-size of a cat they gave a child. I don't know why. But then finally, when she was around 6 years old, I was 7. She got her first cat, a white Persian with odd eyes, a green and a blue eye. First cat in my life. Yeah.
The name of the cat.
Oh, the name of the cat was Angel. She named it.
I don't remember for sure when my first cat was, because my mom raised us with so many animals, just every kind all the time. But I do remember the first cat that was sort of mine was a gray and white tabby that we named Eddie after Edmund Halley, because I got him the same year that Halley's Comet came by. And I don't even remember what year that was now. Somebody can look it up. 1986. That sounds just about right, yeah. So that was the first cat that was really mine, and that was Eddie. And then the Eddie that we have now on the faculty is named after that Eddie. So,
I didn't have any animals growing up because we just don't do that. So my first cat was Afro. I met him when I first went over to meet Mr. A in his apartment. So Afro just kind of did what he does now. So he came up to me, he plopped right in front of me and showed me his belly, and the rest is history.
I want to say 8 years old when we got my first cat. She was all white. Her name was Katie. I have no idea why she was named Katie. But ironically, since then, my parents have not had a lot of cats, and I have 3 siblings. We're all cat people. We all only have cats. My parents only have dogs. So.
All right. They did want me to make an announcement, a slight schedule change. The raffle will be closing at 2 o'clock. I think the schedule says 3 o'clock, but that'll be 2 o'clock. So if you have any tickets left, get those in before 2. All right. So for Mr. A and DJ, Anonymous asked, what made you decide to start working with On Angel's Wings?
Oh gosh, well, honestly, when we first started fostering, we sent emails to every shelter in the area, and On Angel's Wings are the only ones that responded. So Okay, the first ones then. But, yeah. So that's basically how we got started working with them. And then, as you know, we sort of shopped around after that and came back to them because they really were sort of the best people that we could find to work with, and the most understanding and accommodating of what we do that's different from most fosters. So it's really been a great relationship for us.
So for Jimmy and Jenny D, Anonymous asked, is a YouTube channel something you've always had an interest in doing? Or is Wednesdays with Winnie and Gary more of a response to adopting famous kittens?
No, we never really had any grand YouTube ambitions. YouTube started, I think, 2005 or 6, and just maybe 6 months after YouTube started, I set up my personal channel, which has like maybe 30 followers, 2,500. But yeah, I have a video on my personal channel of our neighbor's SUV stuck in the snow that got a ton of hits, but that's about it. Yeah, I didn't really care. It's random, like, personal videos I posted there, but really posting videos on Winnie and Gary's channel really wasn't a response to, you know, with any ambition of making them famous. They were already famous. It was a matter of, we knew we were going to take a ton of videos and pictures anyways, and Jenny and I are just like all of you, we're just huge fans of Kitten Academy and watching kittens grow up and, you know, when they're born. So we had a relationship with these cats just like you do. So we figure, well, we're going to be recording them anyways. Why not just once a week share that and allow people to continue watching them have fun? So that's kind of what we do. Would you agree, Jen? That's kind of...
Yeah, I would say that's pretty much it. I mean, we've had so many cats in the past that, you know, we regret not having those videos and not having the pictures that, you know, we could have had when they were kittens, when they were a little older, when they were full grown. So this is kind of a way to chronicle their entire life. You know, it's something that we wish we could have done before, but now we have the opportunity to do it.
Great, thank you. Dr. Brew, Anon asks, is it true you intend to begin fostering cats on a regular basis?
And that is 100% true. So I had this question a couple times during the con, so I'll answer it as well. I've had the question, when are you going to start fostering kittens? So as most of you know, Perry and I just moved into a new house. So we have a room that will be a kitten room. We actually shopped specifically for houses so I could have a kitten room. However, as we've gotten into our house and gotten into our neighborhood, we have several neighborhood cats that need to be TNR'd. And so my idea was after KACon to start fostering, but I now feel that conviction that I need to take care of those cats first. So I will begin fostering as soon as those cats are taken care of. I have a few different organizations in mind to work with, but I'll probably have to shop around just like Kitten Academy to find my On Angel's Wings. But yeah, that's definitely something that's going to happen in the future, hopefully within the next 6 months.
Fantastic. So this is a question for everybody from Anonymous. How did you describe what you were doing this weekend to friends, family, and
Okay, so I don't know if you guys realize that I'm not shy, and So I honestly just tell people the truth. I tell people that I am going to help run an event for people who are fans of a live stream on YouTube. It's called Kitten Academy, and so we have 100 or so people coming to enjoy each other's company and to talk about cats and to support Kitten Academy. And that's actually got a lot of people looking at Kitten Academy when you just tell them the truth, you know, and not just try to say something like, I'm going to meet all my friends. No, there's a reason we're here, and we should get more people watching Kitten Academy.
I mostly told my coworkers that I was just coming to hang out with a bunch of cool cat people. Most of my coworkers know what Kitten Academy is because half of them watch Winnie and Gary on Wednesdays, so
Yeah.
they're really familiar with it. They're probably super tired of hearing the stories about how adorable they are. But yeah, I just told them that I was coming down here to hang out with cat people.
Yeah, it's a similar story for me, for coworkers and friends and family that, you know, when they find out I'm taking time off from work and everything, and they ask what we're doing this weekend. I let them know what's going on. It's a convention for cats, kitten, academy, foster, and pretty much in one form or another, all the answers were like, yeah, it makes sense.
Well, I guess most of the people that know me in my life already know what I do. Oh, and this is a good opportunity for me to say, I know a lot of you knew that my brother was supposed to be here and he ended up having to work instead, so I apologize for that, yeah. But mostly what I did to tell my friends about what was going on this weekend was I went in the kitten room, I said, hey guys, I'm gonna have to go away for about 8 hours and I'll see you when I get back.
And just look at them, they're missing you.
I usually don't talk to my colleagues. Because I don't want them looking into my kitchen. So all the people that know about Kitten Academy are already here, or are.
Did you have to explain anything when you took time off work for this?
No, I just said I had an appointment, I couldn't.
My family all knows what I do, I mean, that I work with you guys, so, and they all know about Kitten Academy because I force them to watch. But I'll read you an actual text to my cousin who lives in Bend, Oregon, when she asked me what I was doing this weekend. I said, going to a convention for fans of one of the cat fosters from our rescue. They have a YouTube channel with 250,000 followers. I'm their liaison with the rescue, so they asked me to speak on a panel. And she said, wow, can I watch? I said, the channel? Sure, so I sent her the link. Yeah. She wanted to see the con, but you know. So that's fine.
You tell her she can join Patreon and then she can.
Yeah, sure. I should, yeah.
We'll talk to you soon.
Crowclair wanted to ask Mr. A and DJ, what's the next level for KA? Could you ever envision a puppy academy?
I've asked about that. We have asked about that.
That's true, actually, On Angels Wings has asked us a couple times if we would take a dog or a puppy, and I mean, it's a whole other experience that we'd be starting over if we did dogs or puppies. It's not that we don't like dogs too, but it has nothing in common with fostering cats. It's a whole different thing. And I'll say, I think probably dogs take a lot more work. You've got to train them and stuff. We don't have.
They're a lot messier.
Despite the name, we actually don't train our cats all that much. So what's the next level? Honestly, I don't know anymore. I used to have sort of an idea of even like going as far as starting our own shelter, but I realized that it's all very complicated stuff, and so I really scaled back my ambition as far as that goes. Maybe at some point after we get DJ moved to a new place, we'll be able to think about what comes next, but now it's a little premature.
Of course. So, next question's for Jimmy D. And Anonymous asks, did you buy the Godzilla costume just for the Halloween Wednesday?
No. My better half actually bought the Godzilla costume to wear to work. So, yeah, so she wore that making coffee to entertain her customers.
For Halloween.
Okay, for Halloween. But it fits me, so I wear it.
Why would you not? So, Nancy, Access on Discord would like to know from Carrie Ann, what's the weirdest moment you've experienced in your career so far?
My career, I assume, with these guys. I do have a full-time job that I do separately, so. But in my kitten career, what's the weirdest moment? Gosh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I don't know if it's a weird moment, but I think I was most shocked by how early people put in their names and how many people apply for every single one of the kittens that come through Kitten Academy. I mean, it's far above and beyond what any other kitten that comes through the rescue gets. So I think that, maybe not a weird moment, but that was probably the most shocking thing that I learned once I started kind of working with these guys. Hopefully that answers the question.
So, Anand would like to know from Mr. A and DJ, Is there anything about Kitten Academy that you wish you had done differently, say in the start?
Oh boy, well, I have to say, not really, because Kitten Academy has obviously exceeded anything that we ever anticipated, if anything that we could have planned. It's all gone so much better than anything we could have wanted, that I'd say probably not. If there was anything that I would change, I would have moved us along a little quicker, because I've told this story a lot of times. When it comes to getting the kittens adopted out, when we first started, we had to take the kittens to a pet store and put them on display. And in fact, there was even a certain period of time when the organization we were working with for a short time was not on Angel's Wings. And that shelter in particular made it even harder on us. They wanted us to take the kittens when they got old enough to the pet store and leave them there until they got adopted. And it was just heartbreaking for us to do. It was the hardest part of fostering. And now we're in a great place where, as Carrie says, the kittens all get adopted way before it's even their time. And even better than that, now we get to meet most of the adopters in person. We get to keep up with them and see how the kittens are doing even afterwards. It's wonderful. So if there were something I could change, I would have brought that sooner so that we didn't have to deal with the sort of heartbreak that we started in. Do you have anything to add to that, DJ? She's shaking her head.
Which does make a noise despite what my dad tells me. The next question is actually just for Jenny D. Anonymous would like to ask, we love talking to you during the Wednesdays with Winnie and Gary live stream. Will we ever get you to join us on the KA Discord?
Maybe someday. Because I work and go to school full time, my day is literally either working, sleeping, or doing homework. And right now it's too much of a distraction to be able to keep up with conversations and homework and work and trying to take 3-hour naps. So yeah, maybe after graduation, but it will definitely not be before that.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, Jimmy. Mind if I do? I mean, just the fact that I think everybody came to really love both of these guys when they washed our house for us when we were in India last time, and then volunteered to do that again in December. So you'll at least get a big taste for both of them then, which is good, I think. Jimmy, in particular, has done, I think, a lot for Kitten Academy in the sense that people watch the stream when he's on it, and it is way more entertaining. I like to watch it.
It's truly, honestly, a labor of love. It's a lot of fun. I appreciate being able to get back and help with your mission, and it's an honor.
I thought he was gonna say true, it is much better when I'm on.
So this wasn't the next question, but it is on here since kind of Mr. A gave the lead in. Jimmy and Jenny D, how would you describe the 2 weeks of running the Academy last year?
It was a little surreal at first. We'd been to the Academy a number of times before that, obviously, but to be handed the keys to the whole operation and know that they're on a plane headed across the other side of the globe and be like, okay, we've got a ton of people, a ton of eyes on the internet watching, and we've got control over being able to make sure all these cats are in good shape and healthy, and not burn the house down, and keep them all fed and all boxes scooped, and all at the same time being watched. It's a bit surreal, it's different, but like I did mention, it's definitely a labor of love. It was, after the first few days, you kind of find your rhythm, and it was really just a joy. It's just like, this is kind of a Willy Wonka of Cat's magical place to work and live if you live there, and so it was kind of really cool to get a taste of that, and yeah, you really get a sense of how much they put into what they do, and how much work it really is, and it's just mind-blowing. I wish everybody could kind of get that vision and
watching, and then first month we probably hit a peak of 25, 30 people. So it wasn't too bad, but it was a change. I'll be honest, I used to really curse a lot around the house and just in general and, every day. And learning to change the way you speak and the way that you sort of behave every day, I think it's made me a better person, honestly. I realize now that the way I used to speak was sort of lazy, honestly, and now I have to hunt around a little bit more for a way to express myself, which, by the way, I'm doing a great job of right now. Anyway, I think it's really changed who I am in a way that's valuable, and it's I was saying this earlier. This is sort of off the point, I guess, a little bit, but with DJ gone for 3 months, it's nice to know that I have sort of friends keeping an eye on me. I really feel that way. So, don't make fun of me. What do you want to say about it?
I have always been a little bit uncomfortable. You all know that. But I think the interesting thing for me was discovering that Mr. A has a stream voice and then he has a regular voice. Like sometimes when we're in the kitchen, he'll just be talking to me in his regular voice, and then if he's saying something funny, he'll say it in the stream voice a little bit louder.
I don't know how red my face is right now.
So these next two questions are related. We'll start with the one for Dr. Brew from Anonymous. Just asked, how did KACon come to be?
Oh, okay. So I love this story. Okay, so Perry and I were talking about what we wanted to do for my graduation present because I defended my dissertation for my PhD in October. And I told him I want to go to Kitten Academy. That is what I want for my graduation present. That's what I want to do. And so we talked to Chris and DJ about it, and they said we could come down. And then I was like, it would be kind of cool to meet like my Discord friends who happen to be in the area around Kitten Academy, because I know there's a few people there. So I was like, maybe we could just have like a lunch and have some people over and like meet up, right? And then I put that out on Discord, and people were like, well, I'll come, I'll be there, I'll go, I'll fly from Alabama, I'll come. And I'm like, what is this? Like, I was just gonna go and see Chris and DJ and then meet a couple people, and then it turned into 72 people who flew from Florida and Alabama and all over the country, or drove in just to hang out as Discorders. And so I put together a committee really quickly. I think we did it in 2 months. And planned the Fuddruckers event that we did last November. And that's how it started. And then when we saw how successful that was, we were like, we need to like really level this up. And that's when KACon 2 was born.
We're glad it was. So a related question, Mr. A and DJ. From Anonymous, what kind of emotions and thoughts go through your head knowing there is now a convention dedicated to your fostering and YouTube channel?
Well, I don't think I can really sufficiently answer that question, but I mean, first off, this honestly, this would never have happened without Brew and all the people that she's gotten to help, but we would never even thought to do this. So thank you so much for that. Also, I don't say it enough on the stream, but I don't know how to say it honestly enough that how much I appreciate everybody that is a fan of Kitten Academy. And the last thing I will say on this topic is the only way that I'm able to survive being here is to tell myself that a lot of you are here more to meet each other and the people that you chatted with on Discord than you are for me and DJ, because that would be overwhelming. And also I know it's true, so. Anything you want to add? Making that noise again.
The only difference is we know what you guys look like, We don't know what the other Discorders look like all the time. Actually, the next question's for Mr. A. Anonymous asked, what was the impetus of starting a KA Patreon? Was the Discord server a result of that, or is the Patreon a result of wanting a walled Discord server?
Oh, well, no, they weren't directly related in that way. Honestly, we just had a lot of people that would ask us all the time, like, how can I contribute? And when we first set up the Patreon, it was a way for us to answer that question. It was to say, all right, if you really want to do something, you can do that. And then the chat came actually later, much later, in that some of you know, we used to do the chat right directly on YouTube, and at least at the time, the controls that they gave you to deal with that were terrible, and keeping the trolls out was basically impossible. So one of our fans at the time actually suggested and started the Discord for us, and we thought it was such a great idea, and keeping it behind the Patreon was our way to make sure that it didn't become just as full of trolls as the YouTube chat, and I really think it's worked out well. There's for sure a part of me that wishes we could just open it up to the public, just straight open with no restriction whatsoever, but I just I worry that it would just end up the same way as any place else on the internet, where right now it's very much not. I've said it before, it's the best place on the internet, and it's for reasons for all of you. Anything you want to add to that one? Thought I'd check.
This is our next to last question for everybody. We'll start with Dr. Bertha down the line. Just what's one thing you'd like to tell the audience here, the Discorders watching live, and academicians watching this on YouTube years later?
Wow, that's a lot of responsibility.
Years and years.
Scary. Can I think about it for a minute? Do you guys have anything to say so I can think?
Hello?
Is it me you're looking for?
Coming to you from beyond the grave.
If you're watching this, I'm probably already dead.
I think I would just say thank you. Thank you to everyone here. Thank you to the Discorders. Thank you to anyone who's ever contributed anything to Kitten Academy, because they wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be here, we all wouldn't be here without that. Without every single individual dollar that goes to Patreon or through Stripe or whatever. You are Kitten Academy. Just like Mr. A said, you are KACon. People watching on that stream, people watching on this stream. We are all a big, huge family, and I am so grateful for every single one of you.
I would just say thank you for supporting all of this, because if it weren't for the support of Kitten Academy, we would not have Winnie and Gary. And they are our kids, they're our little fur babies, so, they are our entire world, and without that, we would just be sitting on the couch drooling on ourselves.
She's right now.
Still watch that.
New channel coming up. Drooling with Jimmy. Yeah, that is a tough question. I don't know. I guess I would say just imagining anybody stumbling across these videos on YouTube years from now, it's just an incredible example of what just people coming together with just trying to do the right thing for animals in need, and people that support that. Just as simple as that, and it can just lead to some amazing things, great friendships. How many kittens have gone through there now?
I have it on the repository.
Oh, yeah,
Kind of consult Data Brew.
Data Brew.
But I mean, yeah, just like so many kittens, and just the community that has just come together because of just a couple people just wanting to share what they're doing to help out kittens. Just facilitating that is just amazing. So
It's 147.
147 kittens. Kittens and Monkcats. 2015. I think that's incredible. So, yeah.
everybody already gave such a heartfelt answer, and I just finished saying how just wonderful all of you are. The people here in this room are amazing, and the people that are watching on the stream now are amazing, and the people that are watching it 20 years from now on YouTube are also amazing, but you guys also really missed out.
Okay, DJ has nothing. I guess I would just say, of course, thank you to all of you guys for supporting the Kitten Academy and On Angel's Wings through Kitten Academy. Thank you for really saving lives. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I just heard a fact the other day that there are 27 cats for every one human being in the United States. So anything that we can do to help save the lives of those cats, and I mean, they're doing it every day. So I thank them. I of course thank the committee for putting this together, and for all of the people on Discord and the Kitten Academy supporters, because you guys really do make it feel like a family. So thank you all for that.
In lieu of DJ, we will have Bob Barker say, please remember to have your pets spayed and neutered. Okay. We do have one last question. It's a very strange one, though. It's from Mr. A to Mr. A. Could you please take a picture of the group?
Okay. So,
Sorry.
okay, here's how we're gonna do this. If you guys could move up in the seats and fill as many seats as possible, as close to the front row, and we're gonna do the picture that way, with you guys seated, and we'll hop in. But we really need this group picture for Mr. A. We need it for the people on Discord, and we really appreciate your cooperation.
I'd just like to add to the record, if you really don't want to be in a picture, this is your chance to run.
Yes, this will be archived.
While everyone's getting organized, I'm one to take the picture.
Yes, this absolutely will be archived. Jimmy D here.
Somebody said Mr. History, what should be a survey?
I think I need to take off my jacket.
I'm not taking it yet, I'm just getting the camera ready. No, don't smile. Do not smile.
Are we gorgeous?
Good. Yeah, all looking good. I don't know how.
I think I have to stand on the table.
Well, I'm not taking it. I'm going to be in it, and yeah.
They asked you.
Yeah.
You asked me. You
Fair
asked
enough.
me.
You don't want to be.
DJ is offering to take the picture instead of being in it.
I know, Brew just ran out of the room saying she was going to find somebody to take the picture. So I don't.
Brew will get it done.
We'll give her a second, but thank you all for moving up. Yeah.
Is creepy reindeer going to be in the picture?
Where is creepy reindeer?
I don't know. I wonder if creepy reindeer's over there. Yeah.
Go. I put the wide lens on.
You got a wide lens, I've still got the regular.
Yeah.
Just right, turn around.
Alright, that one's safe.
That's the reason.
The selfie, did you take it on your phone?
Yeah, I can take it on my phone.
Okay, because I couldn't find it on my phone and I scanned it. I was like, oh no, I didn't see it. That's why. Okay, now I feel a little.
Is that just going to say con?
Con! This creepy reindeer is getting on top of the live stream camera.
That just keeps him from falling too hard.
I'm just gonna take a couple extras in case people fall asleep before Brew gets back, you know?
Oh, people watching the live stream, I don't know if they've seen this yet.
No, that's okay.
The camera, you get in.
All right, yeah.
I don't need to be in the
We can just
picture.
take two, you know, that's working.
Mr. A has a KA Con temporary tattoo on the back of his head.
Jimmy, you need to be.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Where's my wife? I've lost my wife. Oh, you're. Okay, picture time.
I'm trying to, can you scoot over that way? Don't say K, your mouth will be open.
God.
One more.
Take a few, take a bunch. Hit that button like this, you know?
Just hold it
Wait, we
down.
need to take one dabbing.
Dabbing. Everybody's dabbing.
Is that a dab? I was wondering what a dab is. Is this a dab? This is a dab.
Goddamn, Joe.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. I don't know how exciting live streaming a photo was, but there was that.
Okay. So we're going to have about a 5-minute break and then come back for another set of raffle drawings at 2. Thank you.
Here's the back of Mr. A's head.
I think I might stay up.
Oh.
I was getting the back of your head for the live stream. KA Con 2018.
Did you want to keep the name tag as keeps?
Okay. We'll be back with more live videos. And of course, there's the main live stream that is going on from the camera right there. So I hope everybody watching at home is enjoying. We're doing our best to try and keep you guys at the con.